Hey everybody, Matt Clark here, and today we're going to be looking at posting articles and updates that actually convert. And what do I mean by convert? Well, they create new clients and they put money into your bank account, grow your brand and grow your business. So first thing we need to do is actually take a look at the difference of what is an article and what is a post. So when we look at this first, a post is something that you can update throughout the day. It's short, it's direct, it's to the point, okay? Your maximum length characters is 1,300 characters, which means it needs to be short. You cannot write a whole essay here. The whole point of this is that you want to capture attention because any posts you share get broadcasted to your connections feeds on their LinkedIn homepages. Now, this isn't something that's typically searchable. This is a post that goes out to your direct connections unless they share it. And once again, the more that they share it, the more that they communicate, the more that they interact, the more it gets shown to your audience, okay? So that's what a post is. Now, typically what I use posts for is for asking questions, is for giving some value, is for, getting people's opinions on something, looking for employees, right? It's an incredible way to looking for employees and asking for help. One of the best things that I've seen and one of the best results that I've got is asking for help from people. It is incredible. People are always willing to help. So I'm going to show you some of that stuff as we go through and show you how I've used some of this to actually, get what I'm looking for, tap into my network and leverage what it is that I'm doing. So then let's take a look at an article. An article has unlimited characters. So here you can write in depth about any topic that you want. You want to have a longer and more valuable posts and add an interesting picture. I'm going to give you some examples of what I've done as well and how you can actually structure this. Okay? So here are some examples of things that you could write about in a post. You could give people some concrete advice that could help them when they enter your field. You could ask them, what will or should your industry look like in 5, 10, or 15 years and how will it get there? What is the biggest problem your industry needs to solve? What skill is essential in your job or at your company and why? So especially if you're looking for somebody to come and work for you. How has your job or profession or industry changed since you've started? Well, why is this important? Well, if you are wanting to position yourself as an industry leader, then you want to make sure that you're on top of everything that's going on, or at least everything that's relevant that's going on, so that when you reach out to your audience, they can actually use that information to help them, specifically if they're interested in what it is that you do or what it is that you have to say. Now, what else would you do if you started all over again and why? People love listening to this, okay? Because it gives them the idea and gives them the tools and strategies that they need so that if they're looking to go into it, they don't have to go and make the same mistakes that you did. And also it gives people a different perspective. There's that saying, right? Hindsight is 20/20, okay? Which means you know exactly what you've done in the past and exactly what you do differently going forward. How did you get your start in your profession? So what was that one thing that clicked, that gave you that leg up, that actually gave you huge forward momentum? Because that thing can actually be really incredible and can really help somebody else. So this is all about connecting with people and helping people, okay? And getting people to think differently. What worked for one person, what worked for you might help another person in a completely different profession in using the exact same strategies that you use that they may not have thought of before, okay? Never take it for granted, your experience and what you've done, because you never know how it's going to help other people. So what advice do you have for career advancement? Obviously that one kind of explains itself, helping people move forward in their careers. And what challenges do you see for the future of your profession? It creates conversation, it creates engagement, and that's what this is all about. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say this a couple of times as we go through this video, is that every person that engages with your article or with your post is considered a lead. And you reach out to them and you communicate with them specifically around what it is that you're asking them for, okay, or your services or your products, right? So here's what you do. Here's the strategy that I've used time and time again to generate high quality leads and high quality business, high paying clients through LinkedIn. So step one is ask what problems your ideal client faces. Now you do this as a post, okay? It's very simple and straightforward. I'm going to actually show you a post that I've done, which was this one over here. I need your help. Hi LinkedIn friends, I'm busy putting together some information and trying to provide some real value to you all. What's the biggest challenge you're having when it comes to growing your business? More high quality leads, systems to automate your business, or not marketing effectively online? Choose one or more and I'll do a post with some valuable training for you, something that I would normally charge for. Now what you can see here, the interesting thing was that this post had over 1,000 views, okay? Now that's really not important. What we've got is 4 likes and 8 comments. So all these people who have commented on here are treated as leads. Now, from these leads, what I did was I specifically reached out to these people and inboxed them directly and asked them, how do they want help? What are they looking for help with? What is their biggest challenge? And where do they want to go in the next 30 to 90 days? And based on what they told me there, we started a conversation and I actually picked up 2 clients just from this post. And what you'll notice that I haven't even delivered the value just yet. Just the fact that you're asking people what are their biggest problems and showing that you have solutions to help solve them already gets people interested in starting to talk to you, okay? And I added an interesting picture and, I kind of like to stay away from the typical pictures. I mean, I've used these in the past and you can see it hasn't really generated much engagement. I've used some stock standard stuff and it hasn't really generated much engagement. Do something different, right? This post actually performed really, really well. This article performed really well in terms of generating new clients. But use something different. I mean, this was a picture of me sitting in my lounge and working on the laptop, and you can see I've got some stuff in the background, and I posted the same thing on social media and I had about 20 different comments about people saying, where's your coffee table? How can you leave your coffee sitting on the floor? Okay, so even that generated some conversation pieces and some engagement, okay? So I literally did this and I copied and pasted straight onto social media and I generated some incredible clients from social media as well, from Facebook, okay? So that is a post. Ask what problems your ideal client faces. Now, you can go and do a post and you can go and give them information, but how do you know that's even what they're looking for? So I like to do things a little bit different and rather, do the more strategic way and ask them what their problems are that they're facing. They're facing these problems, and whoever puts their hands up and says, hey, I know I'm facing these problems, you then engage with them on a different level because they're already at the stage where you don't need to convince them that they've got the problems. They already know it. So I find it a lot easier to ask people what the biggest problems they face is and then just show them how they can solve those problems, okay? And then say, hey, do you want help implementing that? So then we take the problems that you identified earlier, okay? So as we went through creating your ideal target client, we came up with some of the biggest problems that they're facing. You take those problems that you identified earlier and you write an article about how you solve those problems, okay? So you first actually ask them what problems they have based on that, and then you write an article. Here's the key to this. They must be able to use what you have written immediately, even if they never work with you. Okay, you are providing huge value. So if I show you this over here, here was the question that I did, and here was the article that I posted, right? Now, if we take a look at some insights on this article, and it was a long article. I mean, here you can take a look at it and go and read it because it's all about how to generate more clients through the different social media platforms. Now, there were 13 likes. So remember what I said to you is that every single person that likes it gets treated as a lead and you reach out to them individually. But here's something else. If we take a look at the stats, we can see who's actually read this and who these people were when it loads. All right, so here we go. So now we can see we've got 5 clicks from people at one accounting firm, which is really interesting. So we can see what companies they've got. So Virtual Edge, I had people from my company go look at it. UAP, Netherlands, Advizion, right? Now let's take a look at where they are. Okay, let's take a look at first who they are, what their job titles are. 4 salesperson, 4 CEO directives. So there's 61 views of this article. Business owners, marketing specialists, operations specialists, consultants. So this helps us with our targeting so we know who is actually reading our stuff and who's interested in what we have to put out there. Then it also shows what areas they're in. So this was quite interesting is that 14 of them were from Cape Town, South Africa. Now, I bet that is probably because of the picture that I put in the background, which is a picture of Table Mountain in Cape Town, South Africa, okay? And a couple of them are from other places around the world. But this is great because now you start knowing where people are looking and you can start tailoring your articles according to that. Here's something else that's interesting. Most of the connections didn't even come from my direct network. Most of them came from second degree network, which means that what's happening is that it's showing up in other people's feed and they are clicking on it and reading it. Now what happens from there is that you'll start finding that people automatically start sending you connection requests and you start following up with those guys. So the next article that you write, so first what you've got before we go into that, we ask what problems your ideal client faces and you write a post. You can go onto my LinkedIn profile and you can go take a look at the kind of thing that I've done there. I've done similar things on Facebook as well. You can take a look at what I've done there as well. Then you take those problems that people have said that they want and you write a post about it. So how do you help them solve those problems? Remember, the key to this is that they need to be able to use what you've written immediately, even if they never work with you. Then a week later, you send out the next article, which is literally a case study of someone that you've helped solve this exact problem and what the results were for them. And remember, in your articles, you have a call to action. If you want these kind of results, then message me directly and I'll show you how you can get them. And your post, then post your article to your whole net, so your whole network sees it and everyone that likes or comments or shares. So what I've done here is that I have, okay, let's try this again. Whenever I write whenever I write an article, what I then do is go into that article and share it with my network. Because just by having an article out there doesn't necessarily mean it goes to your network. Remember, the post goes to your entire network. So if you are looking at your articles, this is how you do it. Okay. So you've just gone now and you've written an article. You've published this article. And let's just go into articles over here. And this will happen. I mean, you won't have to go such a roundabout way once you've done this. So you can literally do this as soon as you've posted your article. So you go into it and you click on share this article with your network. Okay, so I can't do this here because obviously I've done it already. But when you go and you post an article, so let's actually go and do this. Actually, just edit that out. I'm just going to take it out. The biggest thing that you want to focus on is that once you've done an article and you've written your article and you've clicked on post that article, you then want to take that post and share it. You want to take that article and share it as a post with your network, because when you post articles, they don't always show up to your entire network. So remember what I showed you over here is that your posts go directly to your network. It gets broadcast to your connections, to their feeds, and on their LinkedIn home pages. So once you've written your article, go and make it as a post and share it as a post on your front page so that you can go and reach out to, so that you can actually have it show up in all of your guys' network.